My name's Georgia
And
Fletcher.
your name is more than my name. Adam Seeney right here. Welcome to Left on Wedded.
I want to try something. Can I say my full name without you starting your name? Is that okay?
You can try, but it's difficult for me
Okay.
to listen to.
My name's Georgia
And mine, I actually cannot do it.
Welcome to Left on Wedded.
Adam here.
And Georgia over here.
We've done everything to plan your wedding, and now it's time to hear about them.
We have left out nothing, and now we dive into the deep, dark world of Reddit threads.
We've got your horror stories, wedding dramas, and everything in between.
We've rebranded ourselves as experts.
Welcome
To Left on Wedded.
Because there's a flow. There's a flow for the start of the episode, and I'm trying to capture the energy and the gusto.
My name's Georgia
And
Fletcher.
my name
See?
is Adam Seeney.
It is
But I don't want the gap.
Possible for you.
It actually is really difficult.
Just one point 5
5
milliseconds.
It's tricky because I know what I want to say. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
Apparently something controversial.
I want to talk about Reddit. You and I, we put on our big top hats. They've got little holes in the top, and we look like real cool spies. And we've been going through Reddit, and we found all these stories about weddings, and we're going to take off our top hats, sit down, have a cane, a cone, no, not a, what's it called? A pipe with our cane, and we're going to discuss the events of weddings and
At a friend's wedding, the celebrant told the groom to gaze in wondrous awe at her beauty. The groom said, with eyes welling of happy tears, "Very beautiful." The celebrant said, "Just think. She'll only get more and more lovely as you grow together and your bond gets stronger."
Lovely.
Everybody's crying. The celebrant says, "Bride, have a look at the groom." The bride says, "He's so handsome." The celebrant says, "Seriously, take a good look now, because this is as good as it's going to get." Dude had the entire place roaring. It was amazing. The groom had a wonderful sense of humour and did not take the slightest offence. He shrugged and agreed.
No.
And just for
Is that the end of the
record-
story?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
That wasn't me. Was it you?
That was me. I'm an awful misogynist. No.
Oh my gosh.
That's terrible. That's like that classic, like, I don't actually want to say the joke I was going to say, but you hear these jokes all the time in speeches, and it's just like, aren't we over this sort of stuff?
Yeah, it's so bad. Because it started so nice.
It was sweet, and I was hook, line, and sinker. The delivery was beautiful.
Thank you.
You probably did it better than old mate in the story there.
Trillion_B from 3 years ago.
It's just like, do we have to do this anymore, people?
And everyone laughed.
That's what this person says. You know what I mean? I don't think everyone was laughing.
Not genuinely.
Some say that I've aged like fine wine, you know? Every year I get more smoky.
Does wine get smoky?
I think some wines might be smoky in flavour. I think some wines are smoky. You can get a smoky wine every now and
Remember
then.
last time you shook your head so
I know, my brain
aggressively?
almost fell out.
Don't do that again.
I went wine drinking with a couple of friends recently, actually.
That's good.
In the industry, won't say names. And they're big foodies.
I feel left out.
She is a influencer of food and cooking, right? She's not in the
People
wedding
in the
industry.
Oh, okay,
But
good.
the other
'cause
person was. And right, so like we all went out for dinner.
Who was
and
it?
Stay in your lane. We'll go out for dinner and we're ordering wine. I
How
like
do you
wine,
know a
but
food
I don't
influencer?
drink wine. It's the partner of the wedding photographer who I went out
Oh,
with.
I know now.
For God's sake.
Okay. It was a work meeting.
We was just a dinner. We went out for pizza. And you know, she's like a food influencer. So they were getting wine and they were like, you know, picking by the glass. And I'm like, oh, I've got to pick a
Did they
nice glass of
swish it
wine.
around their
But
mouth?
I picked a skin contact orange wine
What
and
does
it
that
was
mean?
foul. And when I was drinking it, she was like, how's your wine? Knowing that I obviously had picked the worst one on the menu. And I was like, yeah, it's not that good. She goes, yeah, I was going to tell you that. And then when the waiter came over next, she ordered her wine and went, and Adam's going to have the same thing. And she ordered the next wine for me. And it was absolutely brilliant. And I should have just asked her in the first place. I got awkward and
What
nervous.
was some of your wine etiquette? Did you do that?
Do I swirl and
Yes.
smell? So when I'm drinking wine with like wine drinkers, I don't do the big swirl and sniff because I feel like they're going to see through that. I like wine for the record.
But do you lift your pinky?
I
like what
may, but you do it just a really subtle, like that, just really subtle. Because I think that what that tells you is like, I know what I want to do with this. I want to swirl it, but I'm just being polite because I know my wine. So it's just like a.
But do you know your wine?
I've got no idea. A wine's smoky? I don't know. I just know when I like them. And people say something is crisp or dry. I don't understand how a liquid could be dry. That's all I'm saying. It makes no sense. In definition, a liquid is wet.
I wonder
And people
what
say I want a dry wine.
the desert smells like.
The desert doesn't smell like wine.
It's dry.
It's dry. Like it smells like a dry wine. It smells like a samploss. From one ceremony disaster to the next.
Tell you what's a disaster. Your segues.
Thank you. On the day of our wedding, it was discovered that the venue had booked 2 outdoor weddings at the same time. Ours and another in a gazebo not very far from us. Somehow the father of the bride in the other wedding found out that our processions were going to be at the same time. He also found out that our procession included a bagpiper, as they were all wearing kilts, while his daughter's wedding included a harpist for the walk down the aisle. And they were meant to be at the same time. So they approached very nicely and said, "Can you push your wedding back by 20 minutes?" To which they very nicely obliged.
That's lucky.
The bagpipers. Unfortunately, they didn't take all of these factors into consideration because when their procession went off, everyone in the other wedding heard bagpipes during the vows. So apparently, you could hear it. Basically, dearly beloved, we're gathered here to cue bagpipes for the long walk down the aisle that I had. I hope the other wedding party was able to get some compensation, they said. On top of that, our DJ had burned a CD with our chosen husband-wife song on it and didn't bother to check it before the reception. The song would not play because somehow the CD did not burn. I just wanted to put that bit in there because I loved burning CDs. when
So
I was a
did
kid.
I.
Isn't that a blast from the past?
LimeWire.
Yes.
YouTube to MP3. Those were the days.
I'm with you. Well, right. 2
Making
weddings
a
at the same
mixtape.
time.
Sorry,
What
I
do you
was
think
still
of
on
that?
the burning of the CDs and how nostalgic that is.
I know, right? I want to go
That
back
was
to
the perfect
LimeWire.
present.
And then and then Spotify's
made
just
a
come and
mixtape
ruined
for
everything
you.
by giving us everything at our fingertips.
I know, how dare they
Bastards.
allow us to be so conveniently.
So annoying. Let's
blessed
go
with
back. It was
music.
hard to get music back in the day.
It was very hard. The kids will just never know.
I never burnt a CD of a bagpipe. Not sure if I did. This is what happens sometimes when you have 2 weddings happening at the same time at the same place. They can override each other a little bit.
Yes, and I can see why 20 minutes you'd already be into your vows, even though it was a great idea in hindsight to delay one entrance over the other. But no matter what, it was going to be poor auditory timing.
I love that you said poor auditory timing. That's all I
Thank
have to
you.
say for you right now.
Okay, did it make sense?
Well, auditory and timing is good. And I've lost the story. I was trying to find it. And that's Reddit for you, mate. This is live podcasting. This is going out live right now on all channels. So hit subscribe and follow.
I think my friend's wedding was probably her wedding planner's horror story. Could this be about you?
Yeah.
Let's see. Over an hour into the meeting, the groom-to-be still hadn't shown up. The bride called him up. She was pissed. She yelled, "If this is your attitude to our wedding planning, maybe we shouldn't get married." The groom yelled, "You're right. Cancel the wedding." It wasn't a joke. They actually broke up. Only a bunch of deposits had been paid and it was split almost 50-50 by both families. Apparently they can't agree on who needs to pay who back and neither wants to back down, but both families have decided that they'll both have a party instead of a wedding instead. The wedding planner ended up planning 2 separate Christmas parties for 2 feuding families in the same ballroom. People showed up out of morbid curiosity and apparently it was awkward as fuck.
Dropping some F-bombs, Georgia Fletcher. I
know.
love that for you.
It's what happens when you read Reddit.
I also love how stubborn these families are to still go ahead with these parties. I love pettiness.
Yes, because
It's
they probably
wonderful.
didn't have a celebrant because without a celebrant. It's just a party anyway.
And it did just become a party. Wunderbar.
What was the word you just used?
Wunderbar. Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful in German.
So,
Wonderful. Wunderbar. That they actually didn't go through with this marriage because obviously that was the tip of the iceberg. This was coming. If it bubbles over in a moment like this, call off the wedding. Okay, then it needed to happen. Quite frankly, it's a quick breakdown of a relationship, but probably necessary. The families, these delicious, delicious families who still went and did these Christmas parties in the same ballroom, wonderful.
I paid for this charcuterie board.
Yeah, right.
I paid for this croquet bush.
And like one side has 80 chairs and one side has no chairs but tables.
And one side has the dry wine and one side has the wet wine.
The crisp wine.
Oh, the crisp wine. Wet wine, dry wine.
Yeah, it's like, what about auditory confinements as well? If you would say like one side has the band, the other side, they all had to wear earmuffs because they didn't pay for the band.
The harp and you've got the bagpipes.
It was an auditory crossover. We've said auditory 3 times on this podcast now.
You've definitely reached the maximum of how many times you can say auditory.
And do you reckon the couple went?
Yeah, they would have
so
to.
Like a school dance or something. And imagine if you knew, if you're on one side and you had a friend on the other side and it was like, I just want to go talk to the friend. No, you cannot cross over the line. There's a big red tape mark. You can't go over. Oh my goodness.
You cannot cross the other side.
No, it's like Darth Vader. Come to the dark side.
Please
Does he say that at some point?
Don't go to the dark side.
It's his father, by the way.
Oh, I wonder if they had a photographer.
Darth or?
Oh, this party.
Oh, right.
I wonder if they had a photographer.
One side gets a photographer, one side gets a videographer.
Oh, interesting divide.
Yeah. And they played the song. That's the wedding waltz song.
Is it?
You ever heard that at a wedding before? It's Hollywood. You never heard that?
I love that Nelly Furtado song, Turn Off the Light.
I don't know that one.
It's really good. I'll play it for you in the car.
That was the recession when they walked out of the wedding. Old mate was just disco lighting as they were walking out to Nelly Furtado's Turn Off the Light.
Oh, gosh. And like, I'm like a bird. I want to fly away out of this podcast.
They needed a second shooter.
Okay.
That's the main
I'm
issue
trying to
right
wrap
here.
the podcast up.
Are you going to second shoot me?
I will if you keep talking and going off the segue to finish the episode.
Next week?
Will you come back next week?
I have to go. I'm a robot now. Boo, 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 boo.
Beep bop, doop bop, dippity bop bop. Thanks for listening.
God, we're so happy that you listened. And if you want to see a little bit more, make sure you follow us on our socials.
We have TikTok and Instagram, and you can find us at Left On Wed Podcast.
And if you want a little bit more from just us, you can follow Georgia at Georgia Fletcher Weddings.
And follow Adam at Married by Adam.
Oh my goodness, we're everywhere. And if you love it, rate, review, subscribe, whatever all the cool kids do it for us because we love you more than you love us. Validate us. We, Adam and Georgia, would like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Guringai people, on which we're recording today.
We pay our respects to their elders past and present, and we recognise their ongoing connection to the land, sea and community.
As we share our stories of love and connection, we honour the oldest continuous culture in the world.
And we celebrate the storytelling traditions that have been passed down through the generations.
It is such a privilege to create on this country, and we are so grateful to be here today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.